This is the American Advisor Precious Metals Market Update.
Good morning, everybody. Mark Mercury here, and with me, as always, is the producer of the American Advisor from Goldline's marketing department, Mr. Vince Garcia. Vince, how are you today?
Doing great. One of my favorite days of the week. Happy Wednesday.
Happy Wednesday to you, Vince. Let's get right into the marketplace. Gold today relatively unchanged, off just $2 to $1,770.02, holding onto all of its gains over the last several days. Silver today off 23 cents. It's a little over 0.5% to $34.65. Maybe a great buying opportunity in silver today. Platinum up $11, making up some of the losses from yesterday. It's almost 0.75% to $1,646. And palladium up $5 today. That's 0.75% to $675 even. Equities today. The Dow is up 53 points. That's just under 0.5% to 13,617. S&P 500 up 0.75% to 1464, and the Nasdaq up almost 0.25% to 3,185. The U.S. dollar today mostly unchanged, off 0.15 basis points to 79.03 basis points. And you think the dollar and gold are holding strong as a result of some information in the news today. Is that right, Vince?
That's right, Mark. Today we received the data regarding the U.S. housing starts. This out of Market Watch. U.S. housing starts advanced 2.3% in August. The housing market showed little evidence of retreat in August despite a slower U.S. economy. So we got some good numbers there. And then, of course, we received the news out of Japan today regarding the Bank of Japan beginning to start their own round of quantitative easing.
Yeah, that was big news today, Vince. This out of Market Watch. The Bank of Japan said Wednesday it would increase the size of its asset purchases by 10 trillion yen. That comes to about 80 trillion yen, and that's equivalent of about $126 billion in response to a slowdown in its domestic economy. As central banks around the world pull together to provide stimulus and growth to the markets, currencies are at risk of devaluing, and as a result of this, gold has climbed to its highest levels in more than 6 months. And what we're seeing today, it's holding strong, because usually when they devalue foreign currencies, the euro or the yen or the won, typically the dollar sees a little bit of strength. Right now the dollar is holding even, and therefore gold as well is holding relatively even on the day, Vince, which means it's holding on to all of its gains.
Right.
And I think this news doesn't go unnoticed, because Deutsche Bank today joined the bandwagon with Citigroup and Merrill with a $2,000 plus price target in the near future. Get this at a Commodity Online. Gold price is likely to reach a new high of $2,000 an ounce in the first half of 2013, says Deutsche Bank. The bank cites growth in the supply of fiat currencies, such as the U.S. dollar. When one has accumulated too much debt, while the right thing to do is pay it back, the easiest thing to do is default and hope your creditor has a short memory. And that's from Deutsche Bank. They're actually saying this to their clientele. We believe the Western economies in general are biased towards the latter, whether they will admit it or not. We expect a soft default will likely be the preferable course of action, a managed form of currency depreciation through various stages of quantitative easing or successive bailouts by central banks of the banking system. They're pretty much describing what the United States is doing as a soft way of dramatically devaluing their currency, which essentially is a form of defaulting on our existing debt, which we have trillions and trillions and trillions of dollars of, Vince.
That's right.
It's a scary world when it looks like all these countries really are starting to take place proactively through various easing forms of competitive currency devaluation. That is a scary world we live in, Vince. If people wanted more of this information, they wanted to get these full articles, get started today, get some gold in their hands before these prices move any higher. How would they go about that process?
It's so easy to get started, Mark. All you have to do is contact Goldline at 877-346-2646. That number again is 877-346-2646, or you can always visit goldline.com. We do like to remind you that the American Advisor Precious Metals Market Update is brought to you exclusively by Goldline International. Goldline, a company that has been helping their clients acquire gold and silver for over 50 years. Contact Goldline today to receive your free investor's kit and speak to an account executive about diversifying your portfolio with precious metals. When you call, be sure to ask about current specials like the Price Guarantee Program and free shipping. Also, be sure to read the important risk disclosure to see if buying gold is right for you. Contact Goldline today at 877-346-2646 or visit goldline.com. Also, when you call, be sure to ask your account executive for information about the Royal Canadian Mint's War of 1812 quarter-ounce gold bullion coin, of which Goldline is very proud to be the exclusive dealer for. Mark, can you talk to our listeners a little bit more about this product?
Absolutely, Vince. This is a great new asset, and it's by far one of our most popular assets right now. It's a quarter-ounce gold bullion coin put out by the Royal Canadian Mint, and it commemorates the bicentennial of the War of 1812. And here's what's really unique about this asset. The Royal Canadian Mint has proactively come out and said they are only going to offer this asset in a limited amount. There's only going to be a limited production of this unique asset. Why that that's so interesting, Vince, is because we have very few instances of modern issue bullion coins being minted in only limited production. Therefore, it's very popular. People are very excited to get their hands on these before they are no longer available.
Fantastic. And Mark, the fractional size makes it very easy to get started today?
Definitely, Vince. With gold surging over $1,700 an ounce right now, it gives people a great price point to get in because it's only a quarter of an ounce rather than a full ounce of gold.
Fantastic. Folks, contact Goldline today to get started, 877-346-2646. If you have found our program to be informative and helpful, we invite you to rate our podcast on iTunes. And for you iPhone users, be sure to download our free Precious Metals app. We call it iGoldline. It's available at goldline.com or the iTunes App Store. iGoldline offers current precious metals prices, market news and forecast, our daily podcast, and much more. Be sure to follow us on Twitter. Our handle is @Goldline. Don't forget that you can listen to our show on our YouTube channel, and please don't forget to like us on Facebook. Please tune in every weekday for the American Advisor Precious Metals Market Update for your quick overview of today's action in the precious metals market, and be sure to tune in every Friday for Joe Battaglia's Precious Metals Week in Review. You don't want to miss that. Contact Goldline today to get started at 877-346-2646 or visit goldline.com. Folks, my name is Vince Garcia. He's Mark Mercury. Thank you for listening. Thank you for downloading. We'll talk to you tomorrow.
The American Advisor is brought to you every weekday by Goldline International, one of the largest precious metals dealers in the United States. Over the last 50 years, Goldline has been helping clients acquire billions of dollars worth of gold and silver. Prior to making a purchase with Goldline, you should review Goldline's account agreement along with their risk disclosure booklet, coin facts for investors and collectors to consider. You may request copies by calling 877-346-2646 or review them online at goldline.com. All investments involve risk, and coins, currency, and bullion are no exception. Precious metals prices may rise or fall over time. Past performance does not guarantee future results. Goldline recommends that precious metals and rare coins be held for a minimum of 3 to 5 years. Contact Goldline today for more information at 877-346-2646 or visit goldline.com.